Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you're taking this test. This is the Latin America Unit exam. Let's get started. Please type your first and last name. Choose the class period you are in. Number one, which statement best describes the Amazon River? The river flows northward across the continent, is sourced at Lake Victoria, and empties into the Mediterranean Sea. Erosion occurs at the river's delta, lengthening the square footage. It is the second longest river in the world and the largest carrier of fresh water. Or the river serves as a natural border between Texas and Mexico. Um, Here's a hint. If there is a word in an answer choice that I have not taught you about, that is probably not the answer. Number two, use this map from worldatlas.com and look carefully for lines of latitude. Latitude lines run east to west. Brazil is the largest country in South America. Which two major lines of latitude run through the country? Be sure you study this map very carefully prior to choosing. The equator and the Tropic of Capricorn, 90 degrees west, 23 degrees south, the Continental Divide and the Mason-Dixon Line, or the Prime Meridian and the Tropic of Capricorn. Number three, this mountain range in the country of Chile is actually a series of smaller parallel mountain ranges called cordilleras. It is also a boundary on the Ring of Fire. Are these the Appalachian Mountains, the Sierra Nevada Mountains, Mount Kilimanjaro, or the Andes Mountains? Number four, the alpine climate zone in the Andes stays cold year-round. The main factor that determines the climate in the Andes Mountains is blank, the height above sea level. Is the height above sea level ring of fire, natural resources, altitude, or seasons? Number five, there are several factors that could change the climate of the region. Choose two factors from the list below. You notice that there are four answer choices. You must choose two answer choices to get full credit. The two factors that can change the climate of the region: elevation, latitude and longitude, how tall the trees are, or location. Number six, please use this image to really give you a hint about what we might be looking for on the answer choice. Due to Spanish colonial history and the influence of Jesuit priests in the 1500s, the countries of Ecuador, Colombia, and Venezuela primarily practice which religion? Would that be Buddhism, Judaism, Roman Catholic, or Methodist? Number seven, again, use the image to help with your answer choice. Lima, Peru, and other large cities in South America have areas of informal settlements on the outskirts of the city that are densely populated, often with substandard housing material and no electricity or indoor plumbing. These housing areas are known as Carnival, colonialism, urbanization, slums, or shantytowns. Number eight, using this list, choose the action that is threatening the future of the Amazon rainforest. Is it football, which means soccer, logging, shipping, or cooking? Number nine, during the mid-1800s, European colonial leaders from France and Great Britain began to recruit workers from India, China, and other parts of Asia to harvest crops in the South American region. What major event happened during this time that caused the colonial rulers to have to look in different areas for labor? King John of England signed the Magna Carta. Farm workers went on strike and refused to work until their wages were increased. Slavery was abolished, or the Pilgrims landed on Plymouth Rock on the Mayflower ship. Again, your hint is please don't choose an answer choice for something that Mrs. Smith has not taught you about. Number 10, what is the most common form of transportation in the Amazon River basin? Would that be bullet trains that travel 90 miles an hour, large river barges with metal shipping containers, small cars and Land Rovers, or small boats such as canoes and homemade rafts? Number 11, which of the following is not an accurate description of village life in the Amazon. So, two of these answer choices describe village life, one does not describe village life. Choose the one that does not describe village life. Houses are built on stilts to minimize flood damage. No electricity, running water, indoor plumbing, or large cities have marketplaces in the center where people can buy medicinal plants. Number 12, you'll definitely have to zoom in on this map of Central America, Middle America, because we are looking for the Bay of Campeche. It's a smaller part of the southern region of the Gulf of Mexico. And right here is the Gulf of Mexico. Zoom in if you need. And the Bay of Campeche, right down here, it borders the coast of which nation? Mexico, Belize, Panama, or the United States? Again, the Bay of Campeche touches the coast of what nation? Number 13, zoom in. We need to find the Tropic of Cancer. If you see where Mrs. Smith's mouse is floating right here, this is called the Tropic of Cancer. The Tropic of Cancer is a line of latitude that runs just north of Havana, Cuba, and then it runs through the islands of which nation? So follow this with your finger. The Tropic of Cancer runs through the islands of what? The Bahamas, South America, Guatemala, or Mexico. On numbers 14 and 17, I have vocabulary words down the left-hand side, and then I have definitions on the top. You have to match each vocab word with its definition. Number 14, geographical area around the edges of the Pacific Ocean where earthquakes and volcanic eruptions are frequent. Number 15, a method of farming that involves cutting down trees and underbrush and burning the area to create a field for crops. Number 16, areas of flat land at or below sea level. Number 17, the thick jungle leaves high in the trees that black out the sun and don't allow sunlight to hit the forest floor. These four words are lowlands, rainforest canopy, ring of fire, slash and burn farming. Numbers 18 through 21, vocabulary words and definitions. The height above sea level, only growing enough food to feed your family, a narrow piece of land that stretches between two bodies of water, or the festive season consisting of parades, costumes, and parties leading up to Lent, a Christian holiday. The words are isthmus, carnival, altitude, and subsistence farming. Number 22, study this map of Panama and let's think critically. Why was the country of Panama chosen as the location to build a canal connecting the Caribbean Sea to the Pacific Ocean? You can see this red line right here represents the Panama Canal. Why do you think they built it there? Panama's president had a good relationship with the Venezuelan engineering firms who constructed the canal. Panama is located to the south of the Caribbean Sea. Panama is the most narrow isthmus in Central America, making it the least challenging location for construction. Or Panama is bordered to the east by Colombia, a nation in South America. Notice that some of these answer choices say statements that are true, but Mrs. Smith is looking for why did they build the canal here in Panama? Number 23, zoom in and out of this map as needed. If your friend Benji drove directly from La Paz, Bolivia, it's in this dark green country called Bolivia, to Brasilia in Brazil, it's in this lavender colored country called Brazil, which direction would he be traveling? He starts in La Paz and moves his way across to Brasilia. Is he going west, east, south, or northwest? 24, here are some describing words. This landlocked South American nation has no coastal access, and it is due north of Uruguay. Uruguay is this yellow country right here. the country Mrs. Smith is describing does not touch water anywhere. Is that nation called Argentina, Brazil, Chile, or Paraguay? Number 25, there will be 2 questions about this green reading passage. I'll read the passage first and I'll read the questions second. The Amazon rainforest is the world's largest tropical rainforest. It's located in northern South America, mostly in the country of Brazil. The basin area covers about 2,300,000 square miles of land surrounding the Amazon River and its tributaries. In the 20th century, Brazil's population grew rapidly. People began settling major areas of the Amazon rainforest. They used slash and burn techniques to create grazing pastures and farmland. The size of the Amazon rainforest shrank dramatically as a result of this deforestation. The destruction of large sections of the rainforest generated worldwide concern. In the 1990s, the Brazilian government began conservation efforts to protect parts of the forest. In the early 21st century, Ecuador initiated a plan to preserve the forest within its borders. However, the government later abandoned the project. The ultimate fate of the sustainability of the Amazon rainforest, Earth's richest biological resource, is to be determined. And of course, that is sourced at Britannica Kids, so from the encyclopedia. All right, from what Mrs. Smith just read in this green section right here, what's the best summary for what I just read? There's 3 choices. Government bodies from Brazil and Ecuador recognize that the rainforest climate zone is in danger and are trying diligently to preserve Earth's richest biological resource. We need to think, is that a summary of the entire reading passage? What about this one? The Amazon rainforest is a great resource to the earth, but because of increasing population and deforestation, the sustainability of the rainforest hangs in the balance depending on conservation efforts. Last but not least, slash and burn techniques create grazing pastures and farmland, which is the reason that many people love moving and living in the large cities in the Amazon rainforest. Choose the summary that best describes what Mrs. Smith read right up here in the green. According to the reading passage, what event contributed to the settlement and destruction of the rainforest? Pay very close attention to the words in paragraph 2 while Mrs. Smith reads for the answer choices. In the 20th century, Brazil's population grew rapidly. Ecuador initiated a plan to preserve the forest within its borders. The Amazon rainforest is Earth's richest biological resource. The basin area covers about 2,300,000 square miles of land. Choose a statement that was found in paragraph 2. Number 27. This poem is a lot like a star question that you might see. It gives you a poem and then it asks you some questions about what did we just read. Mrs. Smith will read the poem first, and the poem goes with every single question, but I'll just read it one time and then I'll ask you the 4 questions that go with it. A Walk Through My Rainforest by Isaac Olei. A walk through my rainforest is haunting. Its greatness makes me feel very small. What I see of its brilliant beauty is more than can be described. I walk into a hidden green paradise, paradise within paradise. Every corner reveals unexpected wonders. Its ponds are crowded by a blizzard of butterflies. Everywhere there is music, the sounds of rivers, a rustling of leaves, an outpouring of mockingbirds, and the forlorn cooing of turtle doves. The rainforest is the home of exotic plants, resurrection lily, snakewood, and zigzag begonia. The rainforest is my home, a palace of fragrance and tastes that delight the senses. Where the rainforest begins and ends is pure paradise. When I turn to leave, the trees wave goodbye. So the structure of the poem helps the reader picture what a trip to the rainforest is like for the speaker, examine how the speaker's favorite animal is a butterfly, understand how much time the speaker spends in a rainforest, or realize how the speaker feels about the rainforest compared with other places. In stanza 3, 1, 2, 3, there is a line that says, "Everywhere there is music." This indicates that the speaker is distracted by the sounds of nature, finds the sounds of the rainforest enchanting. He wishes he could imitate this animal sounds he hears, or he can recognize certain birds by the sound they make. Which line from the poem helps the reader imagine the flowers and the fruits of the rainforest? So, imagining flowers and fruits. What about this line? Is pure paradise, or is more than can be described? How about its ponds are crowded, or a palace of fragrance and tastes? Choose the line from the poem that talks to you about maybe what imagining flowers and fruits might be like. Read the second line from the poem over again. Its greatness makes me feel very small. This line from the poem helps the reader understand that the speaker feels pleasantly overwhelmed by his surroundings. Oh, excuse me, feels unpleasantly overwhelmed. So, no, that's not the answer. He would prefer to visit the rainforest with a group of people. He wants to view the rainforest from a higher altitude, or he has a deep appreciation for his surroundings. Again, the last 4 questions were star questions, kind of similar to what you'd see on a reading star test. Very best of luck to you. I hope you did really great, and I hope your day is good too. Bye.